Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. This is the last time I'm probably going to be doing this, just for a little bit, like for a little bit at least. But we have completed our Arbiter missions on my new free-to-play account. You can see we are energy capped. That's because I went to bed to let the keys generate, woke up, did those keys instantly, trying to record this before I go to my son's basketball. But we have done the Arbiter missions on this new one, and we are still on day 27 of login. Now, this is super stupid, sweaty stuff. No one's going to do this. Like the idea of this account was not to do Arbiter in 27 days. The idea was to give a free progression path of where anyone joining the game could use free champions to basically complete everything you need to for the Arbiter missions. The big thing with the Arbiter missions that is going to slow people down is the Great Hall. I had my 15-minute timer on basically the entire 27 days. That is not a way to live your life. That is not a fun way to play a game. I am like, dude, my arena tickets are capped because as soon as I got that, I'm like, dude, I'm taking a break from this. I can't be bothered for a little bit. So that's the big thing, that if you're trying to play everything optimally and you have the champions you need, this is still going to hold you up. And I'd say realistically with these kind of champions and, you know, playing somewhat hardcore-ish, you're looking at maybe like 40 to 60 days as a reasonable target to do this with. But like I said, it is using my new download link, which gets us the Fayne, the Mausoleum Mage, the Tagoar, and the Deacon Armstrong. And these guys make such a fantastic call for progressing through everything you need to do in the Arbiter missions, along with the Supreme Gallic, who they discontinued, but I've heard they are continuing it for another month. I want to say that's because I cried about it, but I think they're doing it another month. I will check that before I upload this video and put a confirmation in here that is continuing. Then we also have the Arbiter as the only other one we needed. Now, the other champions we did for the Arbiter missions, because you need to make a force, which I did, a spirit, which I did, and then you need a magic and a void. I did Jareg and I did Bellower. I haven't really used those two at all. I just knew eventually Jareg was going to be part of my my Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team. With the Ally Protect with Skull Crusher, so I wanted to do him. And then after that, after I made the 8 required ones, I actually had enough stamina through the CVC to go ahead and make my Magna level 54, and I built Magna to be basically a secondary arena nuker because I was getting slapped in real-time arena because my only damage dealer was Supreme Gallic. Now, you will see the 5 red stars on Supreme Gallic. I only did that after I recorded videos of the dungeons and everything like that, which will come out. I only did that after that so that my Nightmare Clan boss could be a little bit easier to get across the line for the damage that I needed, and I could save a few gems. That is the pure reason that I did the souls into the Gallic. Besides that, I did the whole progression with him at 0 or 1 soul. So that is what we managed to do. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown on the account and everything we're up to, but like I said, we did get a couple little upgrades. Like, this is a little upgrade for Gallic over here that we got while doing the final Arbiter missions to do Spider. Unfortunately, it's not a crit damage main stat, but we had like something disgusting there earlier, so it's given us a little bit more damage. But let's quickly run through all the champion builds, and I might have to come and finish recording this after my son's basketball, because I'm leaving it tight because I didn't want to spend an extra 100 gems on the attacks. But let's go ahead here and do this and collect the Arbiter before I forget to. Ideally, you save this for some sort of CVC or something like that. But hey, we did it. We did it. We got there. We got the Arbiter. Let's have a look. Where is she? Where is she? There she is. Dude, it feels good. That second account rushing Arbiter, like I said, I'm taking a break. I thought I was going to have to do another one if they discontinued Gallic. If he's around for another month, that's fantastic. And for people who, if you're coming and watching this much later and Gallic code is gone, of the current roster, I would probably go with Alice. She's still great in Dragons, actually better in hard mode because she can strip the buffs off the boss. She's good in, like, Ice Golem, everything's good. Ice Golem just shits me. I hate that dungeon. It's just boring. Then she's also really good in Fire Knight because it's a triple hitter on the A1. And then we've also got, the main issue she's going to have is Spiders. So you're not going to be able to do the Spiders 20 with Alice instead of Gallic. You'll have to pull a AoE burner or one of the HP nukers or some really good stun control type units. That's the only way I can see it. Unfortunately, there's no, like, easy way with Alice to get through that Spider's 20. And that would be your only hurdle in the Arbiter missions like that. But as I mentioned, with the Arbiter missions, if you are trying to rush them, a lot of it is management of the days of the week for the dungeons. Missing days costs you a week, especially if you miss a void day. That's going to cost you a week because it's only open on Sundays. I really hate this system. Now, I did waste 500 gems because to do this in this amount of time, I also had to unlock the magic and the void keep early on a rotation to be able to keep going and getting through these Arbiter missions. So I did waste 500 gems there. In this last day to do the 750 mil damage and the 100 mil damage, I think I bought 3 or 4 Demon Lord tickets as well. Besides that, I pretty much just played the game normally and just, like I said, had a 15-minute timer on for Arena indefinitely to try and get those points. Now you can see here, unlike my other account, this one I did not unlock the gem mine just so I could use those gems to progress. Now I am sitting at 1295, but that's because in the last little section of the Arbiter missions, you get a ton of gems. So the next place I'll do is I'll just unlock the gem mine and upgrade it to max. That will be my next point of call for gems, and then we'll just start playing the game as usual. So that is kind of where we're at. As for different things in the game, Faction Wars, Orc Crypt, we managed to complete the Orc Crypt. Unfortunately, we didn't 3-star it. We missed the revive at the end. I couldn't be bothered trying to do it again, and I just went back and farmed stage 20. So we'll reassess that another time. You can see we're at 305 total stars. We did have the free gear removal, which allowed us to cheese through a lot of stars in this thing. They need to bring that back as a permanent feature 100%. Arena, real-time arena, because normal arena, you know, I'm just cheesing gold. But real-time arena, I'm pretty happy. We've been able to get this chest every day. There's been a couple days where I had to spend 10 gems to get the extra attacks to get the chest. But besides that, I'm just trying to get this chest every time because it does get you some nice little pieces of gear. If we go over here to my Magnar, you can see he's rocking a piece. This one's crit rate. If this was crit damage with some crit rate sub, it would be nice. But you can see crit rate with 2 hits into speed. This one's got 18% crit rate. It had speed, had attack percent, like it's pretty solid. So, and then like these other 2 pieces are also out of this thing. Now this one's, I've got a piece with like, I want to say about like 18% crit rate for this set on the weapon, but it didn't seem needed when I've got crit rate gloves and I'm already pretty much at cap. So this is a pretty scuffed piece, but we've got another really good piece here with 17 speed and 6 crit rate and a bit of HP for him. So like I said, I do prioritize doing some of this real-time arena, and that's why I made Magnar now, just so I could reliably get that chest because it's really nice. And then also getting your progressive chest is going to get you that extra primal quartz. You can see I've already had 75 for this month. And as you go up in tiers, it increases how much you can get. So I do really kind of prioritize that in that sense. Over to my clan boss. Now, if we go over to the Nightmare clan boss, you'll probably see me doing, a ton of damage. Used 7 keys on it today for 183 million. Now, it did go to Spirit, which is, honestly, every other element besides Void is kind of iffy for me. Like, on the Spirit, I did one run where I got 22 million and keep in mind I do this all on auto, and one run where I got 29 million, so it's very RNG dependent with these runs, but we did manage to, we were averaging, you know, that sort of around 25 million per attack, which is pretty reasonable for doing these missions. If you're around like, if you're averaging like 23 or 22, it kills you because you got to use a whole extra attack for those 75 and 100 limits. But hey, I'm pretty happy with our damage. As I mentioned, the next thing I'm going to do on this account is going to be to build up my Skull Crusher. Unfortunately, his books have not gone too well for me. They've all gone into the basic, but I do want to book him out. And then we're going to try and speed tune a double ally protect team with these 2. And then we'll probably just run it with like Deacon with skill 3 off, Gallic, and who was the other one? Fayne. And that's probably what we're going to look to do for a team. That way we have Leech for sustain, and we have a lot of good damage mitigation out of the 2 ally protects over there. What else can we look at over here? The other clan boss is not too stressed about. Dude, this hard mode stage, it just got me, man. I can't even bother going back to it. I'm just like, I just want to wait for a reset. I just got so triggered by this stage. I got to the final wave a few times, didn't have my cooldowns. Now that I've built my Magnar though, I might come back and try it because I can use him to try and stun control when combined with the burn. So maybe that could be a thing. Curse City, we're not going too well. We're kind of, lacking in this department, in the red star department. So I need to get some more red stars for some of these stages that I could otherwise clear. Dude, you can't even see my champions. No. I want to go like this. I can't. There we go. I can show you my champions. This one, eventually I will build Husk, and Husk will help me out with some of these Undead Horde stages. And just in editing, I realized I don't think I went through my dungeon teams. I'm just going to show them quickly. I do have videos recorded back when my Gallic was at 1 soul, so I will get those videos out. But Ice Golem's Peak was over here. That's pretty basic. Ice Golem Peak doesn't really matter. Yeah, just got to play it slow, kill the... Like, I hate Ice Golem's Peak. It's just a boring dungeon, in my opinion. Dragon's Lair, we did all the way up to 25. That was the team we used there. Worked incredibly well. Once again, we'll do more deep dives in the specific videos for them. Finite, this was the level 20 team. Once again, Armiger just having his skill 2 off on the boss, so we can manipulate the boss, and pretty GG's. This one was easy farm. And then the final one was Spiders, which was over here. I thought I'd need Armiger in the Spider, but it really didn't. We just nuked through it with the burns, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So those were the teams. Once again, I will have more videos on them in future videos. I think that's my game plan. Let me know if you guys have a different game plan for me. I'm just going to level Arbiter up to 50. Use her as a secondary speed lead in Arena. So then in real-time Arena, I'd be running Arbiter, Deacon, Magna, Gallic, and then probably Tagoar as a sustain at this stage. I'd love another like defense break nuker, but we'll see how we go. But yeah, my next plan is to build the Skull Crusher, try and get that Ultra Nightmare, or try and 1 key at least Nightmare, so that's a bit easier for me. And then I will go into building Husk. I think that's going to be helpful for Hydra and stuff like that. So I think Husk is just a good general build, and I do want to build a bit wider on my faction to help me with the crypts and also with the Cursed City and stuff like that. But yeah, we also, dude, during some of those tournaments like a week ago, we got so many, and events, we got so many of the Immortal Soul Stones. The Champion Chase one, we finished second, which netted us an extra 2, and we got the one from the progression of it. We also got the Legendary Book from there. That was a really good tournament for us. So we got a bunch of these just waiting for an event. Like I said, my soul luck has been pretty good. Yeah, my legendary and mythical soul luck has been amazing. Not so much on the summon luck of the legendaries and mythicals. But hey, that is the account. That is the 27-day Arbiter. Like I said, the whole premise of this is not to be like, oh, look at this, you could do Arbiter in 27 days, because it's not realistic. It's stupid. I hate myself for doing it. I just my timer. I've got nightmares about my watch buzzing on my wrist, but it was more just to show these are champions. If you use the download link, if you pick up the Supreme Gallic, you can go ahead and do it. Like I said, I think Gallic is around for another month. So people watching this now, if you want to have a crack at it, go have some fun. The other thing I forgot to mention at the start was, which I've mentioned in like pretty much every video that I talk about this account, we did start with the normal Gallic as our starter so that we could open the Orc faction crypts and run the Orc faction crypts through with Gallic, Supreme Gallic, and Tagoar. Really good for your first 7 days if you are pushing really hard. Make your Gallic, Supreme Gallic 6 stars straight away, then focus on the Tagoar, and you can really push those, especially through day 5, 6, and 7. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.